Now that it's spring and summer, I think so many people are looking forward to doing a coastal getaway. I think that is fabulous because who doesn't want a seaside holiday? So I thought I'd share with you 10 of my favorite coastal towns. Note that I haven't been to like the seaside towns in the Northern Cape. I haven't gone past Port Alfred in terms of like KwaZulu-Natal and up the coast. So there are a lot of places that I've gone to, but it's predominantly in the Western Cape itself. So I'm going to share the ones that I've explored and ones that I've enjoyed. So please make sure to comment down below any of your favorite coastal towns that you think people should definitely add to their list this spring or summer. And let's get started. The first town is Claymont. I think it should come at no surprise because Claymont is one of my favorite towns. I grew up with going to Claymont every December with my family, and then I made Courtney part of this tradition. And so 2 years ago we actually decided to stay in Claymont, and it was the best thing ever. Claymont is actually in the Overberg region, and it's also inside a UNESCO biosphere, so, or UNESCO declared biosphere. And so there's like the mountain and nature reserve on the one end, and then on the other side is obviously the coastal town. And then when you go to Claymont Beach itself, there's a super cool lagoon for kids to play in. Normally Court and I don't go to the lagoon, we sit on the beach and just enjoy it. It's not very crowded. They are like on public holidays, for example, where it is crowded, but most of the time it's really not a crowded place. People don't want to actually travel out from the CBD to go to Claymont or like specifically to that beach. Court and I love that because Cape Town ends up being very touristy and very overcrowded. So for us, every December is a must to go to Claymont. So please make sure to add it to your list because it is just such a small, clean little dorpie with so many people and like fish and chips. Like we got a favorite fish and chips place that's like in a corner. It looks so dingy, but we love it. And we always leave Claymont going on Clarence Drive and then having an ice cream. So it's just such a favorite coastal town for us. Next up is Doringbaai. I can't recall how I discovered Doringbaai. I think I wanted to go to a small town and then I just chose like, hey, let's go to Doringbaai. It is a 3-hour drive from Cape Town. Actually more than a 3-hour drive from Cape Town. It's also like you take this weird road. It's on the West Coast District and it's a small fishing village. It's mainly known for its import and export of crayfish. There's also like a winery that is located almost at the where the lighthouse is, and it is the most chilled out place ever. If you're looking for a town where you literally do absolutely nothing, there's a town called Strandfontein, and it's got like a few restaurants there, so you can just literally drive to the like a nearby town. But it's so like secluded and it's super relaxing, and I genuinely hope I go there again. But honestly, Doringbaai is such a tranquility town. I think people of a lot of times think that, oh, if it's on the far end of like a district, then it's not worth it. But I definitely think Doringbaai is such a town that is worth visiting once in a while. Number 3, we all know about Wilderness, and Wilderness is on the Garden Route, and we all know the Garden Route is one of the most beautiful routes, scenic routes to take ever. I loved it so much. I love that it is touristy. I know a lot of people don't like crowds, but for me, just once in a while in December or January, go down to Wilderness. It is unbelievable. I think we've visited so many restaurants over there, and there is nature and adventure and all the types of water sports you can think of. I think so many people flock there because it is such a popular holiday destination. If you don't like crowds, and I don't think Wilderness is for you, but maybe go to Wilderness when it's not in the in-season, which is normally like autumn or winter. And I do believe, and I still believe, that people should do Seaside Downs in winter because I think it's just spectacular. But Wilderness is just such a beautiful town for me. It is about 4.5 hours away from Cape Town, and there is just everything under the sun you can think of. Because then I stayed in a little Airbnb. I think we've been there twice. We stayed in but the second time around we stayed in an Airbnb which was like in like the wilderness itself, and then you drive on this like winded roads to get out to go to the main CBD of Wilderness. And I think it's just one of the most scenic, beautiful towns that is definitely worth adding to your list if you ever want to do the garden route. Add Wilderness as part of your itinerary. Oh my word, town number 4 is Jeffreys Bay in the Eastern Cape. I wish I could go back. It was so amazing. It is definitely surfers paradise. I think there are surfing competitions that happens there every single year because the waves are just ideal for surfers and for like major competitions. But I had the best time there. Kot and I went there as part of a road trip, and it was honestly, oh, it was so stunning. All the little quirky restaurants and little shops. I think I had my first Jaffle, I think it's called Jaffle, in a restaurant called McTasty, and it's so colorful and bright and everyone is just so cool. And I actually have like this artwork from, I can't remember the artist's name, but I'll put her name right here. She makes this unbelievable artwork of caravans and surfboards, and oh, I just wish I can go back to Jeffreys Bay. It was one of my favorite towns to go and holiday in because there's the Shell Museum and you learn such a lot, and the beach is just like stretched far and wide. I think close to St. Francis. I wish we went to St. Francis. We just didn't have time on this road trip itself. One day I'll add it to my list, but honestly, please add Jeffreys Bay to. Number 5 is Veldrift. I've been to Veldrift twice now, again also on the West Coast route, and we've stayed at the same place as well, which is Rivertides. And yes, it smells like fish because it is a fishing town, but go down Bokomlaan. If you don't know what Bokom is, it's like dried fish. It's very salty. Courtney is obsessed with it whenever we go there, and spend like the morning or even just the afternoon down Bokomlaan. I think it is absolutely quaint and just a vibe. You can see some people like on their boats, and Courtney and I would sit literally by the rest, like on the front part of the restaurant. We would sit and watch people watch and watch everyone just enjoys themselves. And I just genuinely think people don't add Veldrift as one of their favorite towns to go to. There's also a beach like right next to the factories, which is odd. And we would, Kurt and I would take our camping chairs and we would sit there because there's hardly any people there as well, which is weird. On both occasions we went really in the summertime, and we would bake in the sun. It is so fun. You see the kids running around, you're taking like your rolls and putting you know, whatever is on there, and you just sit and you eat and enjoy it and have the most fabulous time. Or there's like fisheries that I also like going to, and I just love Veldrift. And I'm hoping to go there again, which is weird. I don't go to a town twice. If I do, it means I really love it. So for me, going thrice tells you how much I love Veldrift. Number 6 on my list is Port Alfred. Now, I know people don't really like Port Alfred, which is in the Eastern Cape. Courtney and I also went in January, and it was cloudy / raining as well. But it is such a laid-back town. You will see all like the most luxurious houses there that's on the port. You just get to like marvel at just how this town is built and have such a fabulous time there. I love overlooking it because where we stayed was a place called Onlookers. So it was literally on top of a hill, and you could just overlook all this, like the estate of the luxurious houses, and then the sea as well. And Courtney and I would just sit in where we stayed and just watch everything go by. There are a lot of like gym little shops that you can go to and sit and have like a fabulous time. It is still an actual town, so you'll find like businesses still thriving. There's also, we went to Ocean Basket, which was on, I don't know if it was a river or a lagoon or a lake. I'm not entirely sure, but you could just see the boats go by and you can just marvel at how quiet it is. I would think that Port Alfred is very much a touristy place, but when we went it wasn't that full. Maybe we came in a time when people were leaving and going back from their holiday place, because we did go in the first week of January. So yeah, I would really add Port Alfred to your list if you ever have a chance. I wouldn't stay very long there. You can go and visit like a little other coastal towns. Like we went to Kent on the Bay, which is next door. I think it's about like a half an hour away from Port Alfred, and that little town is also so cool. And we had like pizza in this very popular place. Wow, we waited very long for our pizza, but it is also such a cool little town to visit that's next door. And in order to get down to the sea, you have to like go down like steep dunes and then like see the sea and like put your feet in the water and then climb back up on these dunes again, which is hectic. But otherwise I would say Port Alfred and then visiting Kent on the Sea as well. Stress fire, guys. Warm water. We all love warm water, or I specifically love warm water, and Streefvlei for me is just such a vibe. It is about a 3-hour drive from Cape Town, and it's also next to Cape Agulhas, so you can visit the two towns all in your one holiday. And I think Streefvlei is just a typical coastal town. Like there is a restaurant that you go to, I think it's called Sea Shack or something Shack, and you go and you order your food, you sit by a table, you're set, like your feet in the sand, you get a glass of wine. It is such a vibe. There's also a camping spot right next to the sea, and normally in December and January it is so packed, like it's proper packed. People flock to Streefvlei every December and every January, or like specifically in summer, because that is just a holiday destination. I think it's one of it's spectacular. I really wish everyone can experience Streefvlei once in their lifetime. And then also visit Cape Agulhas, because the lighthouse is there, you can walk the trail. We saw like multiple snakes, just a FYI. You can see the shipwreck as well, and so there's a lot to do. There's also a lot of restaurants and activities that you can do, and so I think it is such a nature seaside adventure lover's dream. Patosa, it is one of the most tourist towns ever. It's also very expensive in terms of accommodation, so try and find the best deal that you can. I went there twice. It is fabulous. I love it. I love that it's giving me that Greek style vacation, and there are so many restaurants. There's an abundance of shops. There are people that haggle you, so remember that they are trying to sell you crayfish, which is not really legal, but people do what they do on the side, I guess. It's a long stretch of beach. Normally Courtney and I would just take our camping chairs and spend the entire day there, because it is so much fun to just swim in the water, even though the water's cold. When it's a proper hot summer days, best time to go. With restaurants in Patosa, you do have to make reservations, because it is a very touristy popular town. So if you are planning to go to Patosa, make sure that if you want to eat and dine at restaurants, make sure to make reservations, because it is insane. Like, it's proper insane. There is a lot of accommodations, but like I said, it is popular, so it is expensive. And I definitely think that it is one town that is worth going to at least once in your lifetime. I've been saying it for all the towns though, but Patosa is such a cool place to go to. It's so good. And I think also what will make the price even better is if you go with friends. I go to, like, you know, let's sleep 6 people, and it will be such a cool weekend getaway for everyone. So yeah, make sure to add Patosa to that very long list by now. Storm River in the Eastern Cape. It's kind of, I was so confused with Storm River slash Tsitsikamma, but I think it's one in the same. Like, don't quote me on it, but Storms River is also part of the Garden route, because normally you would take that Garden route and go into the Eastern Cape, which is where Tsitsikamma is and where Blaukrans is in terms of bungee jumping. I would love to bungee jump. I stood on the bridge and kind of like watched people do it. One day is one day, but Storms River for me is like such a vibe. Go to the Tsitsikamma Nature Reserve, go on the suspension bridge. There's so many like white river rafting. My friend actually did the white river rafting and she had a blast of a time. There is so much activities for someone who is a solo traveler, that's going as a couple, that's going as a family. But definitely add Tsitsikamma Nature Reserve, and then just Storm River itself in terms of the like town. There is that's Marilyn Monroe restaurant. Oh, so good. But they all like nice restaurants. People do segways there, and it is just, it's paradise. It is pure paradise. It is rough seas over there. It's not a typical beach setting. It's more just for like the adventure part of it, because it is in rough seas. There's different coves and really rough terrain over there. So go to the suspension bridge. I know, like with my husband, he's afraid of heights, but he at least walked the suspension bridge, so that's a cool vibe. And I think it's cool to just add that as part of your adventure travels. Lastly is Jacob's Bay. Guys, I love Jacob's Bay. I think it's one of the most relaxing towns ever, because when I went back in 2016 there was only one restaurant, and then when I went back last year there was about 4. So it is one of the most amazing places if you're just looking to relax, listen to birds, and not have overcrowding, because a lot of people don't even know about Jacob's Bay, which I think is great. And now I've just exposed my favorite town to the world, but that's okay, because I think that everyone deserves to have a place or a getaway or a weekend or a long week where you are just in peace. I think that town is worth a town visiting when you just want peace and quiet. There is definitely a beach there. I think you guys have seen that video where Court and I literally just sit there and you kind of just walk the small stretch of beach. There's a restaurant actually on the beach itself. You can see a lot of holiday houses there, and it is honestly just tranquility. I love Jacob's Bay. It is also on the West Coast District, and it is just pure joy for me. So yeah, those are my favorite top 10 coastal towns that I think is worth researching, seeing if it's maybe worth you adding it to your list this spring and summer. Please comment below one of your favorite coastal towns that you think that's worth me exploring, because I love going to places that you guys love. So let me know, and I hope you guys enjoyed this top 10 coastal towns to visit that are my coastal towns to visit, and I will see you in the next travel video. Bye.